Because when we really love ourselves in a genuine way, we take much better care of ourselves, but we also take better care of other people because the more we can see ourselves as lovable, the easier it is for us to see other people as lovable. And so using tapping is a great way to clear away the reasons why we couldn't or shouldn't. And
Mm.
so please, so thank you, Alina, for this opportunity, but thank you to everyone who has been willing to tap along because that's an act of self-love.
Mm.
You're clearing away what no longer belongs, and everything's energy, so we're all connected. So just you tapping
Mm.
along is raising the vibration of the planet. So thank you for participating in that. But also, as you set yourself free from what may be holding you back from being your best self and living your best life, that creates an opening for other people to do the same.
Welcome to Love Magic Miracles. I'm Alina GG, and if you're a soul-led entrepreneur who wants to make a big impact in the world, you're in the right place. And if you'd love to weave feminine embodiment into your everyday and quantum leap every area of your business and love life to new heights, then plug into these conversations with these inspiring thought leaders and hit subscribe, comment, like, and share with someone you care about today. Hello, I'm Alina GG. Welcome to Love Magic Miracles, and I have a very special guest for you today. I have Brad Yates. He is an EFT tapping wizard. He has over 50 million views on YouTube, endorsements from the likes of Jack Canfield, Gabby Bernstein, Dr. Joe Vitale. He's been featured on Oprah Daily, ABC News, Marie Claire. Take it away.
Thank you, Alina. Very happy to be here and share this interesting work with your audience.
Fantastic. All right. So 24 years tapping. What has changed in your life in that time? What has shifted?
Oh, what hasn't? Went from being having all kinds of anxiety related issues and having being chronically under or unemployed to being happy, healthy, and making a pretty good living doing something that I really love.
Hmm.
So all kinds of awesome benefits have happened as I've let go of what no longer serves me.
Beautiful. Okay. So, in terms of what longer serves a human being, is it just limiting beliefs, or is it other things, or does it essentially boil down to that?
I certainly limiting beliefs are a key part of that because that's a lot of what holds uh, less than ideal behavior patterns. You know, it's our lives are created by the choices we make, and we make most of our choices based on how we feel and our beliefs. So as we allow ourselves to feel better and think better, we take better actions and we get much better results.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so accessible. Like your whole everything, your website, your socials, what you do, the way you describe things. It feels like I've just plugged straight in, and it's so clear, and I love that. So you used to be an actor, is that right?
That is true.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm
yeah.
a recovering actor.
Same. Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you know.
I know, when I was 12, my acting coach was Kate Blanchett, actually, in Sydney and here in Australia, so
Wow.
yeah, it was amazing. She's had such an amazing, career, still does, yeah.
She's done okay for herself.
So inspiring and, yeah, so authentic and a beautiful, beautiful role model. So on your journey, so then what happened? I saw, then you sort of had kids and you were like, "Okay, I need to get more sort of another sort of income to support the family." Was that your sort of motivation in that world,
Yeah,
in
when
that
our
sort of
first child was on the way, I thought I might need a backup career to help support my family.
Mm.
And instead of getting a, steady, paycheck, I saw an ad for hypnotherapy school. And I thought, oh, I've always been fascinated by the power of the mind. This would be a really interesting thing to do. Got trained and certified and opened a small practice and was doing that alongside continuing my acting career. And then a couple years later, when our second child was on the way, I came to the realization that as much as I loved acting, doing personal development work was my calling. It's like
Mhm.
this is really my jam. This is what I'm here for. So we left LA, moved to Northern California, and through some other hypnotherapists, I heard about this energy psychology conference going on, and this guy's teaching a process called EFT. You tap on your face. And I know that for anyone who is watching this who may not be familiar with EFT, yes, we also call it tapping because it's literally tapping on your face. I know it looks a little strange if you're new to it. Trust me, it's worth sticking with it. Um, at this point, one of the things I'd done as an actor is I had gone to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College. Really, have my diploma over there on the wall. So when I went to the conference and learned this was not the strangest thing I'd ever done. So I might have been a little bit more open-minded about it than some people might be. And was amazed at the shifts that I felt, particularly like he had us tapping on chocolate cravings, gave everyone a piece of chocolate and said, okay, scale of 0 to 10, how much do you want that? And I'm like, 8, 9. And just after a few moments of tapping, I couldn't eat it. I mean, I could not eat the chocolate. I didn't know it at that moment, but I wouldn't eat chocolate for 2 years after that.
Wow.
I I eventually recovered, so don't worry, I got better. But, I but I saw, wow, there's something really interesting about this, and I started introducing it into my hypnotherapy sessions, and little by little over time, they became tapping sessions. It became my main modality. I still do some hypnosis, what I call guided imageries in my work, but, the tapping is primarily the tool that I use.
Mhm. Great. And what's the strangest thing or the most vulnerable thing you've ever tapped on? Only obviously what you're willing to share.
Um, wow. Should have prepared me for that one, Alina.
No, but that's the whole point of that one.
'Cause I gotta search memory banks. What is it's hard to say. There's been all kinds of things, and particularly, like, when I'm doing a live workshop and I'm in front of a group, and it may be something that someone brings up, and there have been times where I'll, have a moment, it's like, "Okay." I mean, I don't use myself as the agenda because I want it to be the audience who
Mhm.
is creating the agenda, but things will come up and, all kinds of, anxiety-related behavior
Mm.
that I've been, have been able to release what created that to the
Mm.
point where, much healthier, much calmer, much happier.
That's fantastic. So you have a monthly membership?
Yes, yeah, weekly live calls on a group called Advance.
Yeah, and then have you built a community there? Do people connect within that group or they just log on privately or how does that work?
No, it's primarily live Zoom calls where I have folks
Mhm.
on there on the screen, and I'll, work with, between 2 and 5 volunteers on each call, and then
Mhm.
one of the great things about tapping is there's a phenomenon called borrowing benefits. So, if you and I are tapping on something, anyone else tapping along with us, even if the words don't match, everyone who's tapping is getting benefits because they're down regulating their stress, and the mind will make associations. So, the mind may say, "That's not quite what it is for me, but it's kinda similar to this other thing."
Mm.
And even if not, just the tapping itself, it's based on acupuncture, but we have a growing body of scientific research, a lot of it being done by Dr. Peter Stapleton, who's just south of you in Gold Coast,
Oh, wow.
um, has shown there are so many benefits to the tapping, and it's sending calming signals to the brain, downregulate stress, and just allows us to create all kinds of shifts physically and emotionally and change our thought process and change our behavior, which naturally changes our results.
Mm, that's fantastic. That's amazing. Yeah, I recently interviewed Candice Tamara, who had you on her podcast as well, the Fuck Trauma podcast, and she said it really changed her self concept. Can you expand on that?
Well, the the number one thing that comes up for most folks that blocks us from happiness in particular, but all kinds of other things, is a feeling of unworthiness, low self-esteem, feelings that we're not good enough, things like that, that either we've gotten from other people telling us we're not good enough or just our own assessment of ourselves based on misunderstandings. If I don't do well on a test, that means I'm stupid. No, it doesn't mean that. It means you might not have been prepared, but all kinds of different things. So you see, I have Michelangelo's David back there. I have Davids everywhere because it was always my favorite piece of art. But then when I started doing this tapping work, I realized it's a great metaphor for this work because Michelangelo said the statue is already there, perfect inside the marble. All I have to do is chip away what doesn't belong to reveal the masterpiece that's inside.
Mm.
So our best self, our happiest, healthiest self is already in there underneath all this marble. And part of us wants to keep that marble there because it seems to protect us. And it's these false beliefs like I'm not good enough and I'm unworthy. And as we let that stuff go, we open ourselves up to all kinds of things. So, yeah, that self concept of seeing ourselves not as this block of marble, but this incredible masterpiece that is
Yeah.
worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer.
Wow. Because what I've noticed in my own life, it's one thing to attract love and money, it's another thing to hold it and hold that frequency. Can you
Yeah.
speak into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have ideas, most folks nowadays are probably familiar with the concept of a financial thermostat. We have in our minds the amount of money that's right for us. And just like a thermostat, if it gets too cold, the heater comes on. If it gets too hot, the air conditioner comes on. So same with we have this level of money, and so we might do some manifestation processes, and more money comes in. But if we haven't changed that thermostat, then it's like, okay, now we need to turn the air conditioner on and bring that back down again. So this is why most lottery winners lose the money because they've manifested money, but they haven't changed their mindset, their self-image of who they are in relation to money. So it's like, this is not the amount of money I should have. I need to get rid of that. So we can do that at all kinds of different levels, whether it's a huge lottery win or just an increase in our paycheck. And there's that part of us that says, this is now unsafe. The amygdala in our brain says we are in danger. And we go into, maybe just a subtle level of fight or flight, or maybe a major level of fight or flight. And we're looking for ways to get rid of the money. And, something says, wow, we made a lot more money this month. We need to make sure that never happens again. We need to get rid of it. We need to get back down to that safety level of this is how much money I'm supposed to have. But that's a belief that's just held in our bodies. And as we tap and we clear the stress around having more money, we start to recognize, oh, it's okay for me to have more. It's safe for me to have more.
Mm. Okay. Well, that would definitely be a good one to tap on. I know you've got lots of videos on your YouTube, but I've noticed in my own life, yeah, I've definitely had like big, amounts of money come and go and more, a couple of times. And also it's interesting. I'm going to just get this thing here. This affirmation from this Louise Hayes calendar. I love myself enough now to go beyond my parents' limitations.
Yes.
That's
Thank you
part
for
of it.
sharing that, Alina. That's awesome.
My pleasure. It sort of came in for this call, and I didn't have any structured questions because I just knew with your expertise and us both being aligned, this whole conversation would just flow, in
Yeah.
accordance with
And that's
divine
one
will.
of that's one of the it comes up a lot, the belief of I shouldn't be more successful than my parents. I shouldn't have more money
Mhm.
than they did. And my parents may have said that. They may have said,
Mhm.
well, we're poor, but we're proud. We're better than those rich people. Those people, they have all the money, but they have no values or whatever. And so we
Mm.
have it so that when we have an opportunity to make more money, we have a stress response. The amygdala says, "No, that's not safe." Boy,
Mhm.
would that would you're supposed to honor your mother and your father.
Mhm.
Making more money would dishonor them. So
Mm.
we brilliantly stop ourselves from having more money than our parents did, or at least what we think that they find acceptable.
Mm.
And it's all at an unconscious level. Consciously, we're like, I want more money. I have it up on my
Mhm.
vision board.
Mhm.
I've got a picture of my yacht, and in that's 5% of my mind saying yes, yacht,
Mhm.
and 95% going, oh, mom and dad would be so upset. They would be so disappointed. You
Hmm.
cannot have that. We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. But that's just all in our energy system, so the tapping calms that down and allows us to say,
Mhm.
"Creating my best life, whatever that is the best way to honor my parents."
Yeah.
So we changed that confusion about, how limiting ourselves for the sake of our parents or anybody else serves them or anyone.
Mm. That's very powerful. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you wanna do
Hmm.
some tapping on that?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So, for anyone who is unfamiliar with EFT, emotional freedom technique, what we're going to do is we're going to take the finger tips, our index and middle finger. And we're going to gently tap on the side of the opposite hand. This is where we're going to do our setup. And this is where we generally it's a we are generally we pay attention to see if there's an uncomfortable feeling. Actually, let's do this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about something that you would really love to have. And it could be an amount of money. There may be some folks watching saying, "I have plenty of money. That's what I need, not what I need right now." But, the extent to which we don't have what we say we want tends to be the extent to which we're resisting it. So allow yourself to be aware of something that you would love to have. And again, it could be an amount of money, and you can see that in terms of what you would buy with it, or just looking at your online bank statement and seeing that bank balance. And following your breath through your body, just notice where there might be some resistance. And rate that resistance on a scale of 0 to 10. Don't judge yourself harshly if the number is higher than you think it should be. Just notice and go, oh, that's interesting. Notice where you feel it in your body. Notice any thoughts, beliefs, or memories that might come up as to why you couldn't or shouldn't have this amount of money or whatever else it might be that you would like. It could be a relationship, it could be a career move, a physical location move, it could be a physical healing. It may be, I'm not feeling as strong or healthy as I would like to. And so imagining what that would look like and just allow yourself to be aware of, oh, is there any part of me that might be resisting this for some reason? Don't worry about coming up with a thought about that. Just notice if there is one. And again, see if there's any physical or emotional sensations. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. So, the very basic version I'm going to show you of EFT is we would say, even though I have this resistance, or even though I have this issue, whatever it might be, this pain, this anger, this resistance, even though I have this issue, I choose to love and accept myself. We'll say that 3 times. And that's just creating a space for us to do the healing work because part of us is resistant to acknowledging that there's anything going on. Someone asks you how you're feeling, you're supposed to drop a 4-letter F bomb. I'm fine. I'm fine. Obviously. So basically, what we're doing the setup is even though I'm not fine right now, I'm acknowledging that and I'm accepting myself. So we do that. Then we're going to tap through these points right here at the beginning of your eyebrow, and we'll say whatever the issue is. This anger, this pain, this resistance. And we generally tap between 5 and 10 times. Don't keep count. It's not an exact number. Um, Follow right out here on the corner of your eye socket. And repeat the phrase again. Then right under the middle of your eye. right under your nose, right under your lower lip, right here where your collarbones just about come together. There's a little bit of a U shape at the base of your throat. And you can tap with all of your fingers or with a fist with collarbones come together. Next point is about 4 inches below the armpit. So it's right about bra strap level, and even the guys can figure out where that is. And then finally, top of the head. So with all of your fingertips, tap it around the crown of your head. And then you'd say again on each point, saying whatever the issue is. Then you take a deep breath. And in general, when we think about, whatever the resistance is, like I just had you, think about the resistance rated on a scale of 0 to 10. So if you said, okay, it's an 8 out of 10, we'd go through this round and then check again and say, okay, it was an 8 before. Now it feels like maybe it's a 6. Maybe it's gone down to 0 like that. That happens. And also when we're tapping, it's also like clearing, peeling the layers of the onion. So we might be tapping on this resistance, Oh, I totally remember this conversation I had with my parents when I was a kid, and they're talking about rich people and how bad it is to have money. And then you can allow all these things that are contributing to the resistance start to come up. And we start to clear the stress such that we can realize that was a misunderstanding. And then we have the freedom.
Mm.
So that's the very basic version of EFT. Now you know how to do it. Now we're going to have some fun with it.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So repeat back what I say and tap where I tap. Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want,
Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want,
Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want,
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want.
Even though I might have some resistance to what I say I want.
And so I might be stopping it from happening.
So might be stopping it from happening.
And even though I might have this resistance,
And even though I might have this resistance,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself.
love, honor, and accept myself.
And maybe anyone else who contributes to this resistance,
And maybe anyone else who contributes to this resistance,
even if it's mom and dad,
even if it's mom and dad,
because I choose to be that free.
because I choose to be that free.
All right, so go through the point. All this resistance,
All this resistance,
all this resistance,
all this resistance,
all this fear of having what I want.
all this fear of having what I want.
And part of me might be saying,
And part of me might be saying,
this isn't my issue.
this isn't my issue.
I have no resistance to having what I want,
I have no resistance to having what I want,
especially money.
especially money.
I am totally open to having lots of money.
I'm totally open to having lots of money.
And anyone can tell,
And anyone can tell,
because I'm always doing everything I can
because I'm always doing everything I can
to increase my income
to increase my income
and manage my money well.
and manage my money well.
Okay, maybe not all the time,
Okay, maybe not all the time,
but it's not resistance.
but it's not resistance.
And as long as I say I have no resistance,
And as long as I say I have no resistance,
I keep myself safely in my comfort zone.
I keep myself safely in my comfort zone.
If I want to know how much money feels safe,
If I want to know how much money feels safe,
all I have to do is look at my bank account.
all I have to do is look at my bank account.
This is what I'm creating.
This is what I'm creating.
Not because I'm bad or stupid,
Not because I'm bad or stupid.
not because I'm weak or lazy,
Not because I'm weak or lazy.
but because I have all of this programming
Because I have all this programming
about what is appropriate to have,
about what is appropriate to have,
whether that's in terms of money
whether that's in terms of money
or health
or health
or love,
or love,
whatever it might be.
whatever it might be.
Part of me is saying,
Part of me is saying,
I shouldn't have more.
I shouldn't have more.
I shouldn't feel better.
I shouldn't feel better.
I may not be entirely comfortable where I am,
I might not be entirely comfortable where I am,
but I feel safe here.
but I feel safe here.
It's familiar,
It's familiar.
and part of me craves familiar,
And part of me craves familiar.
and I choose to love and appreciate that part of me
And I choose to love and appreciate that part of me
that holds on to that resistance
that holds on to that resistance.
and makes sure that I stay in my comfort zone.
And make sure that I stay in my comfort zone.
But I choose to be open to the possibility
But I choose to be open to the possibility
that the reasons behind this
that the reasons behind this
are based on misunderstandings,
are based on misunderstandings,
mine or someone else's.
mine or someone else's.
And I choose to clear up the confusion.
And I choose to clear up the confusion.
I choose to be open to the possibility
I choose to be open to the possibility
I can handle more.
I can handle more.
I can handle more money.
I can handle more money.
I can handle feeling better in my body.
I can handle feeling better in my body.
I can handle the opportunities that come with this,
I can handle the opportunities that come with this.
clearing this fear of things getting better,
Clearing this fear of things getting better.
clearing this fear at a cellular level
Clearing this fear at a cellular level
and all the way back from my past,
and all the way back from my past.
back through all the times in my life
Back from all the times in my life
that I somehow got the message that I needed this limitation.
that I somehow got the message that I needed this limitation.
It's safe to let that go now.
It's safe to let that go now.
And becoming the best version of myself
And becoming the best version of myself
is the best way to honor my parents.
is the best way to honor my parents.
So I'm allowing love, magic, and miracles into my life
So I am allowing love, magic, and miracles into my life.
in body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and again, thinking about what it is that you want, that particular amount of money or whatever else it might have been. And if you had been aware of where there was resistance, just notice what might be going on in there. And hopefully that number feels lower, it might feel gone. And again, peeling the layers of the onion, you might have become aware of certain beliefs or memories that that might still be in the way, and you can do some specific tapping on those things.
Mm. Thank you so much.
My
Mm.
pleasure.
I feel more spacious and lighter. Mm.
Excellent.
Mm.
Excellent.
Makes sense to to clear out before more comes in, because it's like when you've got clutter and clearing out clutter to make way for like your wardrobe. You clear out the old clothes and then you might get some new clothes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because part of it says, I have no room for this. And so,
Mm.
even if I bring it in, it's like I can say I want new clothes and go on a shopping spree, but I come back and my closet's already full. It's like, I have no room for
Mm.
this.
Mm.
So we want to, create that space where it's like I have room, and maybe it's, oh, maybe I just need a larger closet. I don't know. Who knows?
Mm.
Whatever
Mhm.
it's finding whatever the best situation for you personally is, and then being open to that.
Mm. Wow. So many possibilities. Mm.
Indeed.
Mm.
Indeed.
Mm. Fantastic. Well, is there anything else front of mind or front of heart that you would like to share with the listeners today?
To me, the most important thing is that, that change of self-image and enhancing self-love. And because when we really love ourselves in a genuine way, we take much better care of ourselves. but we also take better care of other people because the more we can see ourselves as lovable, the easier it is for us to see other people as lovable. And so using tapping is a great way to clear away the reasons why we couldn't or shouldn't. And
Mm.
so please, so thank you, Alina, for this opportunity, but thank you to everyone who has been willing to tap along because that's an act of self love.
Mm.
You're clearing away what no longer belongs, and everything's energy, so we're all connected. So just you tapping
Mm.
along is raising the vibration of the planet. So thank you
Mm.
for participating in that. But also, as you set yourself free from what may be holding you back from being your best self and living your best life, that creates an opening for other people to do the same. So thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. So, how can people best find you and work with you then, Brad? I'll put the links in the show notes, but just so people can hear how to work with
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Easiest is to go to my website, tapwithbrad.com. I'm also Tap with Brad on different social media, especially YouTube. Over 1,600 videos there. And if you go to my website, you can get a free 5-day program called Success Beyond Belief.
Mm.
So if you go to tapwithbrad.com/success, that'll take you to that free 5-day program to, you know, clear what stops you from having success in whatever area of life you want.
Mm. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really had a wonderful time and learnt so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for listening. It means a lot to me. These conversations are having such a positive ripple effect all around the world. So if you really enjoy them and want to spread those good vibes, please remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share with someone you care about today.